はい、それではまたドラゴンエイジインクイジション始めていきたいと思います。はい、戦略テーブルで報酬を受け取ってから進めていきますか。闇に紛れてスカイフォールドま
で。Inquisitor.
All right.
こちらはあらかたできてるので噂を止める。
At your service.
レーニアさばけね。まあ、レーニアをさばけからやりますか。前回失敗したからね。レーニアはどうやってさばけばいいんだ。
For judgment this day, Inquisitor. His crime, the decision of what to do with him, is yours.
今あなたの命は私の手にある。こんな形で会いたくはなかった。
The world will learn how you've used your influence. They'll know the Inquisition is corrupt.
あなたの意見は関係ない。
Your opinions will no longer be considered. You've lost that privilege. I decide what becomes.
And what becomes of me?
あなたは私の方だ。オーデンが決めるだろう。罪を償うならあなたは自由だ。オーデンが決めるだろう。
Blackwall intended you join the Wardens. I will let them decide your fate. But only when Corypheus is dead. For now, Tom Rainier, the Inquisition needs you.
As you command.
オーデンは慈悲じゃない。あなたが死ねば喜ばしい。これは罪を償ういい機会だ。
Blackwall gave you the chance to atone through action, not merely punishment. I find I can do no less.
I am grateful for this, Inquisitor. And I will serve for as long as I can.
First, this wasn't my idea. It is an issue born of titles and heir apparency and... Halam Shiral is having difficulty freeing trade routes formerly controlled by Duchess Florian. Had she been tried, her assets would be forfeit and considerable bureaucracy avoided.
何これ。
So they ask that we judge her.
しかし彼女は死んでいる。異例だが深刻な事態だ。しかし彼女は死んでいる。
Are you serious? I did my part. She's dead.
なんだこれ。最悪なんだけど。
That was the time allotted for rebuttal. Her crimes negated any claim to Forgive me, there is an odor.
無視することに決めた前例がある。一層社会に貢献してもらおう。分かったさ、前例がある。
Strangely enough, something similar happened to an uncle of Emperor Leandra II. His trade routes were returned to the reigning monarch. Why don't we just follow suit?
A wise choice. Thank you for making it swiftly.
I'm glad to have answers, but... shit. The second she showed up here, I knew. I let this mess happen. I gave her the tig. I am not good at dealing with shit like this.
立ち向かえばいい。誰だってそうだ。
I don't think anyone is equipped any better than you are.
No, the point is... I don't deal with things. If Cassandra hadn't dragged me here, I'd be in Kirkwall right now pretending none of this was happening.
そんなことはしないはずだ。
You know that's not true. You've worked as hard as any of us to stop Corypheus.
Is that true? I don't even know anymore. Thank you for your help back there.
After all this, do you think you'll see Bianca again?
I always do. There you are. I've been looking all over for you. You're just in time. We almost had to start without you.
ああ、それはまずいな。
We couldn't have that, could we?
カサンドラか。
Look who showed up, everybody.
あ、違うか。
Deal him in, would you, Ruffles?
I do hope I recall the rules. It's been ages since I've played a game of Wicked Grace.
Grab a seat. We're ready to start.
Are we playing cards or what?
There's a crown on his head, but a sword too. His head didn't want either.
Don't talk to the face cards, kid.
You seem to have enough people. I have 1,000 things to do. Losing money can be both relaxing and habit-forming. Give it a try.
Curly, if any man in history ever needed a hobby, it's you.
Dealer starts. Oh, I believe I'll start at... Oh, 3 coppers. Do you think that's too daring? Maybe I'll make it 1. No. Boldness. 3 it is.
Seriously, who starts at 3 coppers? Silver or go home? Sounds good. I'm in.
Bolder the better, right? I'm in.
Me too. Well, are you in?
やろう。
Of course. Deal me in, Josephine.
Oh, wonderful. I'm glad you're joining us.
Ante up, Inquisitor.
The poor recruit ran out into the dining hall in nothing but his knickers. And this profound silence fell over the hall as 70 mages and 30 Templars all turned to stare at once. Then, a slow round of applause began and spread until every soul was on their feet. A standing ovation.
What did he do?
Saluted, turned on his heel, and marched out like he was in full armor.
Good man.
You're shitting us!
That's how you know it's true. I could never put that in a book. Too unlikely.
ジョセフィーヌもう一度頼む。もっと先がいる。今度はバリックの番だ。話ならあるぞ。もっと先がいる。今度はどういうことだこれ。今度はバリックの番だ。
I think it's our professional storyteller's turn to tell one.
I think I can manage that. Did I ever tell you about the time we broke into Chateau Hain? It started, as most capers do, with a trap. And then Hawk looks up and says, "Looks like the Duke has fallen from grace."
That's how Duke Prosper died? You know, that's almost perfect for him. and the dealer takes everything. I win again.
Deal again. I've figured out your tells, Lady Ambassador.
Commander, everyone knows a lady has no tells.
Then let's see if your good fortune lasts one more hand.
私も参加する。
I want another chance to win my dignity back. Deal me in.
Don't say a word, dwarf.
I tried to warn you, Curly.
You won the whole pot. I knew you could do it, my love.
It comes off. I didn't know it came off.
Glad you decided to join us tonight. It's too easy to mistake you for the Inquisitor.
今のなんだ。楽しかった。
I enjoyed this.
See? That's what I mean. It's easy to forget you're not just an icon or symbol. Like those statues of Andraste holding bowls of fire. At least it is for me. You up for another game when this is all over, Inquisitor?
もちろん。
I wouldn't miss it.
Good. It'll take me a while to talk Cullen into it. Maybe I'll work the revenge angle.
Who's that? Did I win?
Need something? Or are you just here to admire the dwarf? I'm not making any promises here.
What makes the merchants...
Well, if it got back to the guild that we were seen,
What in the world?
we almost started a clan war.
How do you know,
I met her years ago when she still lived in Bianca, I haven't seen her since she got married and moved to Orlais. Bianca's family are Kalnas. They picked out a smith caste boy for her. Wealthy. I heard the wedding was lovely. The one Bianca actually showed.
All right, tell me the truth.
The Carter thinks my Bianca was a freak. If they thought anyone... So, I really can't tell the story.
So how long...
Well, if you want to split hair, we write letters. Now it... Shit. It's been, what, 15 years?
I guess that...
Sure.
瞬間移動したんだじゃん。
Inquisitor. I'd like to know more about...
Why?
You're an apostate.
Not the wise.
I appreciate the work...
I'm sorry. With so much fear.
What made you...
I grew up in... But as I treasured my dreams. Being awake.
It's spirit.
No more than I learned how to control my dreams with full...
I gather you didn't...
No.
Why?
Second, the Fade reflects and is limited by our imaginations.
I wish you...
Thank you.
How so?
You strengthen your body to deliver and with... You have chosen a path whose steps you do not dislike.
You said you traveled to many different...
This world, some of my fond... The best of the battlefields. Spirit...
Any place in particular?
I dreamt at Ostagar. I saw Alistair and the hero Ferelden light the signal...
I've heard this...
That's just it. One moment. The next...
You can't...
It is the Fade. They are...
Have you always...
Not at all. Spirits of wisdom. Spirits of purpose helped me search. Even wisps, curious and playful, would...
I'm impressed that...
Anyone who can dream... Yet? Is Cassandra defined by her cheekbones and not her faith? Varric by his chest hair and not his wit? I... Thank you.
We'll talk.
Goodbye. Hello.
I'm interested in what you told me.
You continue to surprise me.
あ、イベント忘れした。聞かなきゃダメなのか。
Why here?
Haven is familiar. It will always be important to you.
We talked about that already.
I sat beside you while you slept, studying the anchor.
感謝する。
I'm glad someone was watching over me.
You were a mystery. You still are. I ran every test I could imagine. Searched the Fade, yet found nothing. Cassandra suspected duplicity. She threatened to have me executed as an apostate if I didn't produce results.
そうはさせない。
I would never have agreed to that.
You were in no position to argue. You were never going to wake up? How could you? A mortal sent physically through the Fade. I was frustrated, frightened. The spirits I might have consulted had been driven away by the breach. Although I wished to help, I had no faith in Cassandra, or she in me. I was ready to flee.
いや、心配していい。どこへ？やらなくて賢明だ。
If you had run, Cassandra would have been certain of your guilt. She'd have hunted you down.
You are likely right. I told myself, one more attempt to seal the rifts. I tried and failed. No ordinary magic would affect them. I watched the rifts expand and grow, resigned myself to flee, and then... It seems you hold the key to our salvation. You had sealed it with a gesture. And right then, I felt the whole world change.
残ってくれてよかった。そうじゃん、それほどのことか。残ってくれてよかった。残ってくれてよかった。それほどのことか。そうじゃなかった。よくわかんない。
It was that impressive to see me awake?
You had walked in the Fade. I have explored the Fade more than anyone alive. But even I can only visit in dreams. But you might have been able to visit me here while awake.
What do you mean?
Where do you think we were?
This isn't real.
That's a matter of debate. Probably best discussed after you wake up.
どういうこと？仲間にいろいろ聞いた方が良さそうだな。
Why, what's this?
You said you wanted to see your original family crest? I found one for you.
I'm astonished. I'd given up hope that any example of the early family crest still existed. It even has our first motto, back from when we had a trading fleet to speak of. From sea to shore, we tame the waves.
喜んでくれればと願っていた。
Anything to see you smile.
And you've certainly succeeded. Thank you. We've an interesting development, Inquisition. They wish to know...
They think she spoke.
Even Leliana can't trace the rumor's origin. It may be expedient to respond to those asking for Andraste's words.
アンドラステの愛を伝えて。 私が代弁員としたアンドラスって何
Tell
だ
these petitioners Andraste said she cared.
If fine. I was hoping you'd be by. We've received letters from both monarchs to come to us is nearly unheard of.
では好印象を与えたんだろうか。いや違う
In the Inquisition,
They'd never have come. Archon Redanus requests that the Inquisition. King Marcus asks the same, but demands we pledge allegiance to Nevara instead of to Winter.
家に話して両国を達成させよ
I actually have relatives in. If you reason with the Archon, the Trevelyan.
Letting the Inquisition. It's good to see you.
What do the people make of
There's scarcely a noble house that hasn't openly pledged.
any visit?
Ban Vigard of Eren. Please show no.
Shouting.
His lordship spent a half a year. His wife informed. It's good to see you.
Who rule?
Officially, in quite loudly, I might add. As ambassador, may I just say, one has never heard an argument, and
That sounds more like.
it's all a part of life in Antiva. Our tradition.
Are you positive?
I can be just. Might we speak of something else? The Setter area, Antiva City. That's what I miss most.
I have difficulty.
Everyone in the finest, the waterfront. Oh, and the theater. Whatever in Antiva.
It'd be my honor.
I shall hope. Oh dear, should I send ahead for tickets? They always sell out.
You and Lily.
We met. It seems terrifyingly long.
How exactly?
I discovered my family had been. Our name carries. Apparently sad. Leliana greeted me in place of the merchant. It was it. Leliana claimed. I accepted. Once she finally.
Do you remain?
Yes, but she's. Leliana used to wander the old. Now she collects secrets and takes.
Does Lilian?
She enjoys revisiting our. Run if you ever see her with a twine ball, a measuring.
Tell me about the Monty.
Well, of my four.
すごいな話が
My youngest sister has no head for.
Why are you over?
It's Antivan custom. After, if you're unfit for the task, the heads of the house, usually one's parents, may decree a new
大
heir.
変そうだ
Between.
Delegation. But managing the estate is my duty.
He's running your family.
I'm responsible for the taxing, as those duties can sometimes be.
家族は手伝ってくれるだろ
Maybe your siblings.
You don't know them. No, truly. It.
Where were you raised?
I was born in Antiva. But I bowled into her skirts the day I had to leave.
You must have.
But my mother only wanted the best for me.
What did you learn?
Among others, I still remember for a dowager approaching her 80th year.
How did the younger you?
Have you ever stepped? That was Valroyo to me. So,
Does Antiva?
Antiva City is. There are multitudes of places I'd like to see.
Let's speak.
Goodbye. A pleasure.
あこれで一応話終わり
What do the people?
There's scarcely a noble house that.
Any thought?
Who did you mean? I never truly met, sir. How could. Really, Inquisitor, I'd rather not think of it. Another time.
I can spare some time. What do you need?
Could I?
You want to talk about me?
Thanks.
Nope. I can spare some time. What do you need? I'll tell you what I can. That's... To tell the truth, we don't really know what...
I think that.
Yeah. Sleep well?
あれは奇妙だった
I had some odd dreams. With very odd.
I will take that as a compliment. Gip, I had no idea that the anchor would allow you to... But I am reasonably certain we are awake now. And if you wish to discuss anything,
I'd be interested.
perhaps you could ask Sarah. She has opinions.
彼女は尊敬に値する
Sarah is part of our.
Actually, on some level, I do.
下がっ
She
た。
takes. She has a. What do you wish to know?
Like
The Dalish.
Arlathan.
Elvanan was the empire, and
You've studied ancient El.
we hear stories. Imagine beings who lived forever, for whom magic.
I'd like to know more.
It is a mistake. As a consequence, some trade freely with humans, or adopt.
What can you tell me?
The culture in it. They cling to memories of a better past.
Is Elv...
No, Dalish magic. Much of it is more subtle. A legacy from when elves were.
Legends of Elv...
No. Some spells. It must have been beautiful. I did. Most modern culture. But as I said, magic is magic. It matters only in how it is used.
Every time I've seen blood magic...
I would. If some would use daggers in secret, ashamed, and some would find rebellion titillating, step down the path of depravity. Tevinder's found it. It is an example. They always succeed through power.
We'll talk.
Goodbye.
イベント忘れすんと。
Something wrong with your tea?
It is tea. I detest this stuff. But this morning, I need to shake the dreams from my mind. I may also need a favor.
もちろん。
You just have to ask.
One of my oldest friends has been captured by mages, forced into slavery. I heard the cry for help as I slept.
助けに行こ
I'd be happy to help. What did these mages use to capture your friend? Blood magic?
A summoning circle, I would imagine.
I'm sorry.
My friend is a spirit of wisdom. Unlike the spirits clamoring to enter our world through the rifts, it was dwelling quite happily in the Fade. It was summoned against its will, and wants my help to gain its freedom and return to the Fade.
う。手を貸そ
All right. Let's go get your friend.
Thank you. I got a sense of my friend's location before I awoke. I'll mark it on our map.
Interesting story. I was... Dearest Josephine, I said. And she dropped her pen. Bravo! It occurs beyond my...
Beyond that.
And beyond my being so charming and well-dressed. Which is obvious to anyone.
う。それは分かっている。
I'm well aware... Of course I believe you. Now, I am the scion... Naturally, that's Tevinter in a nutshell, isn't it? Needless to say, my family was not happy with my choices.
注意深く育てられたとは
What do you mean by...
The great family. My mother was... They wanted a son. They got me. A cautionary tale that you should be careful what you wish for.
ティベンターが嫌いなのか。
On the cop. Sadly, not everyone feels that way.
It just seems...
It might sound... We are laden. We treasure our... And if I truly believed my homeland was...
Why would your...
Because if they had their way, we'd live in... I decline the honor, and thus it's best I'm far...
Why remain with you?
Not that it matters, I can do more for Tevinter. I'm sure some magisters would disagree.
I think I...
That's too bad. I never tire of talking.
I'd like to ask...
Ah, yes. Probably why they come up with so... All right, that one... I digress. Anything in particular you want...
Corypheus is a figure out of...
Yes, but that was a different time. The Civil War had ended. The magisters who...
But who were...
No one knows. All this happened 1400 years ago. Today, people half believe it's all just a story.
We have evidence the story...
But not who Corypheus... There used to be family... That stopped when the Chantry appeared. All we know is... What did they find? According to Corypheus, nothing. And only he could tell us more.
すごい種類あるな。
I find it strange. The magisterium rules. That magisters are all...
What is them?
The upper house... Those seats are split among the... It's odd that outside the Imperium...
If you're not a mag...
I'm an Altus, which is almost as good as a mag...
I've never heard.
Upper class. Those... If you're a mage and you're not... If you're not a mage at all, you're Soperati. That's everyone else.
I thought the...
Well, yes. Even so, thus the Archon gets invited to all the parties.
If it's a fic...
Yes, let me put it this way. If you're not from the right fam... The idea that anyone could be a mage, however...
Can...
Technically. More importantly, commoners. So they hold out hope. Poor sods don't realize that means he'll be a quaestor at the arse end of the 100 billion.
Being a quake...
I imagine the... Counting numbers and If you're a second-class citizen among a pack of piranha...
Let me ask...
Of course. You people aren't... If you mention him outside... But yes, we do have the Chantry, or a version of...
Is the
Not in theory. Back home, perhaps it started with good intentions.
There are circles...
We don't have dismal little... We have Templars. They watch for abuse. Mostly they enforce the Magisterium's edict.
Do you really call...
In the Imperium, it all stems from a disagreement over...
Why would they
It's not my field. Down south, they say, no. We feel better, believe... So we elected a man as divine.
So the...
All the better. Don't think there aren't a number of female... Same reason you never see a man on the sunburst.
Do you consider your...
It might surprise you that I do consider my... It is a relic, whether back... It's not an opinion that makes me popular.
I shake.
That's not surprising. I'll say this.
In me?
That the Maker sent you. Whether you saw that in the future, without you, Corypheus prevails. You are our bulwark
そう思ってるとは驚きだ。
If you define, the world is... The Maker doesn't need me to believe.
Let me ask...
So many questions. I'd think you'd be... They won't. Secretly. Many Magist...
It would be in the Imperium...
I think the We've been fighting the Canary for... They'll sneer. Let's not forget that the Inquisition seems to be...
We're not part...
You think that... The Herald of I think they're far more frightened what you'll do if you succeed.
Just how often...
Oh.
Not at all.
That's what any Magister would... Of course, what people call blood magic here, and what we...
What's considered...
Blood magic isn't inherent. The problem is, that's where we get into... Behind closed doors. It's safe to assume that any mage of rank...
You'd think the Templar...
I imagine... Once they're Nowadays, only the friendless are accused.
There must be...
Of course. Occasionally, they'll... Meanwhile, most learn to keep quiet.
Anyone who talks about... And?
Not personally, but back home, it's...
すごいな、話聞くだけで。
How it is. Slaves are every...
You think slaves...
I didn't say they like... In the South, back home, a poor man... Some slaves are treated poorly, it's true. But do you honestly...
At least they're free.
You think people... I don't know what... But I suspect you don't know either.
That's all I...
Fair enough. He was my patron. I had a lot... He and I... And then he...
Why did he...
On a journey to Hosburg, a Darkspawn raid... He hadn't been there, you see. I helped him with his research for a while, and then we... drifted apart.
すまない。
It must have...
Back then. I told him to... Later, Too much pride, I suppose. Plus, I was busy drinking. One must have priority.
Was it hard?
It was hard, not... At any rate. He's fallen...
I should...
Try not... Questions. Here I...
すごい、質問が本当にいっぱいある。
I told you. Would I have... I hope the Order values what you've done, and give...
I trust...
There have been a few scuffles with your Templars, but overall, it is going well.
You?
Mine is... Norman... They... So I was sent to the Circle of Mages.
You sound...
Become... Towards the... It also made me unique in the Circle.
You mean you
I pushed for our vote. Still, despite all the chaos...
You're not...
Any claim... Perhaps... Until that time... I...
You believe they'll...
It depends... We can't go... That is why I agreed to...
I've been meaning to ask.
Mages... I had no... I'm not proud of our choice.
I'll leave you... can't make heads or tails of this. Age regression. Who is this potion for?
What can I do for you, my dear? Is it too much to hope that you've brought me the heart of the snowy wyvern?
心臓は入手した。話してもらおう。
If you want the wyvern's heart, you'll tell me what you're using it for.
I can do better, darling. Give me the heart, and I'll show you what it's for. Will that suffice?
さあ受け取れ。
All right. One heart as requested.
How kind of you. Please accept this as your payment. I must begin work immediately. You have been a dear friend, and I would like you to come with me. This should only take a moment, Inquisitor. I'm here, my darling.
Vivienne,
Yes, darling.
it's going to be all right, my love.
My darling? Bastien?
残念だ。かける言葉がない。
Well, shit.
There's nothing here now.
あれ何だったんだ。
I didn't get the chance to... After that terrible journey through the Fade, it must feel good to stand on solid ground again.
I'm thankful to be back.
And you've done it twice now. Shall I count you fortunate or...
Let's talk.
me? There are plenty of tales in the library.
What did you do?
I trained to be a spy. For a while, I went into hide. She presented me with my own network of spies.
You seem to.
I have made friends, and on occasion enemies. It's an...
You have a history with them.
I had the privilege. The world seemed much duller after that.
What do you know?
I first met her when Morrigan can work with her. Learn.
You seem to know.
I met her a long time ago. I just returned to... She was the ball was... We've been friends ever since. It's not a real part, and that's all I'm saying about it.
We can.
You know... Did you need something?
Anything I
Celine has cemented power. At the moment, she... Once that is done, we will have a united...
Anything I.
It seems that some of our actions are under a great deal of scrutiny. Good day.
Bastien is dead. I can hardly believe. It was the Wintersend Ball. My first visit to the Imperial Palace. The Circle sent a dozen of us to entertain the nobility. I was in awe of everyone and everything, and then our eyes met. Bastien spent the entire ball at my side. The Dowager tried to have him killed for slighting her, but he didn't care.
一目惚れか。
Falling in love across a crowded ballroom. Sounds like something out of a children's story.
He was a dashing rogue, and any defects he might have had were made up for with rank and importance. It was A more innocent time, I suppose. And now he's gone, and I must write to his son Laurent. And his sister will make a terrible fuss if she isn't informed first. And I'll need to arrange for the chantry services. Maker only knows how long that will take.
私にできることは
If I can help you, just say the word.
No, my dear. I'll handle everything. Excuse me, I have so much to do. Did you need something, darling?
What are your thoughts?
So Varric was... I'll have to watch. Did you need something, darling?
What are your thoughts?
So Varric was spying on us all this time. I'll have to... How may I help you?
我々ならひょっとして
I wanted to ask you about...
Of course. What do you wish?
You must have an opinion.
Having a pit... I have known... I have suffered... Personally, I have found the temple...
What have you done now?
I get it, Seeker. You're still sore after our spat.
I'm not a child, Varric. Do not suggest I am without reason.
A peace offering. The next chapter of Swords and Shields. I hear you're a fan.
This is your doing.
嘘をつくな気に入ると思って他に誰がこれ嘘をつくな気に入ると思って他に誰が
Oh yes. Do you really think I'd miss this?
Well, if you're not interested, you're not interested. Still needs editing anyhow.
Wait!
You're probably wondering what happens to the Knight Captain after the last chapter.
Nothing should happen to her. She was falsely accused.
Well, it turns out the guardsman...
Don't tell me!
This is the part where you thank the Inquisitor. I don't normally give sneak peeks, after all.
好感度上昇した
Thank you.
俺はバリックに
Varric's the one you should be thanking.
I am but a humble servant to my loyal readers.
I wonder if I have time to read the first part.
Don't forget to tell all your friends, if you have any. Completely worth it.
There is a... The intent may be slanderous, but it suggests...
What?
Romantically involved.
知ったことではない焼いているのか
Are you asking because you're jealous?
I was simply concerned. Nothing more.
Concerned?
For your reputation and that of the Inquisition, I'll happily leave the matter in your hands.
いきなり恋愛要素強くなってんの
We must root out the Red Templars. They form the bulk of Corinthian.
So you're a...
So I am...
Is that something...
Why should what I want matter? It is very simple. I have never been... So I look upon this as an opportunity. I owe it to myself and all of Thedas to seek...
I think you'd make...
Thank you. Let's hope the Chantry clerics agree.
カサンドラ教皇にした方がいいのか
As you wish. Anthony. And then he died on me. No. A group of... He refused. I begged the Chantry. It took many years to let go of my drive for vengeance.
I think I...
At times, I sometimes wonder how... Would I be a dragon hunter? Married to... I take solace in believing the Maker has a plan.
I'll let you...
Is there anything you need? I have no better answers on the topic.
Do you really...
If you ask... Cast the chantry. The people on Draste had a dream for us.
So what should...
A dedication. Instead of building... If we are to spread the Maker's word across the world...
That sounds...
Does it? The chantry... They need to be... A chance for renewal is at our finger.
I'm surprised...
I left my own order when they... But in neither case, I suppose history shall one day judge my...
Thank you.
What do you need, my friend?
So that... So under that tacit...
Why must it be an accusation? It is passion. It is being swept away by the pursuit of an ideal. What is not to like about...
Don't get me...
I don't...
I meant the...
Oh. Hello again.
That's enough.
Another...
Need a new sword?
I was thinking about it. I owe you an apology. When Cassandra sent you to speak to me, I should have handled myself better.
Sure.
There's no need to apologize. How are you feeling?
I'm less exhausted. I hadn't realized how draining those months had been. The army has my full attention. I've informed Cassandra of the decision. Everything is as it should be.
今回の件はすまない。いい件があるといいな。
Well, good luck finding a sword. That one looks nice.
We have a fine armory, Inquisitor. I always wanted to be a Templar, to protect people. After Ferelden, I served out of fear, and because I was compelled. I thought if I removed the part that kept me chained, I would find my own purpose again. There are Templars who have been through worse. Once your sacrifices are made, is there no end? Are you leashed until the day you die? Or lyrium takes your mind away?
What? 後でより安全な方法を見つけよう。
You're risking life and mind already. There must be a safer way. When this war is over, we'll look for it, I promise.
Another way, then.
Hey, you need me?
Can you tell me?
What do you want to know? They were the worst. They made this fog. I'd be on patrol in the market square.
It almost...
They didn't use poison. Plus, hearing some terrified Magister scream, "My slaves! Where are my..."
Tell me about the...
When Canary can't handle the fight, they flee into... They're vicious. Savage.
Isn't that what you...
Hey, when I burned out, I'm doing my... I am nothing.
What are things like?
I remember one guy. He made the... So, one time... Next thing I know, his assistants draw nigh.
And then?
I'd seen how nervous he was. We killed the rebels. My friend who made the fish... That is what things are like.
See you later.
Night. Pleasure as always, boss.
I'd like to hear...
They're good. What do you want to know? It's easy to make a name for... I spent a year or two. Figured I could do better. The best folks in the Bleeders are...
I imagine...
He came at me. I snapped.
What are the crazy...
Besides this one, the fun stuff is when they... We've hunted wyverns, fought through caves.
What's John...
So this old guy, Comte Vanch, he's got some kind of rare charm. So we go in. It attacks us because, of course, it does.
That was actually...
Yeah. Good news is that... Bad news is...
But at least Comte Vanchess...
Turned out that charm was a phony.
You have people from...
Yes, well, when you're in... A lot of them got their loss.
I'd like to know...
He's a good soldier. The troops need someone to complain to when I'm being a hard-ass. He's good.
You don't have a...
Nah.
But you hate...
Sure. I can get worked up about a group or a nation.
You don't have any...
Keys. Look, I've got horns. We're probably... Krem's a good man.
See you later.
Nice. Hey, you need me?
So how did you get the...
I picked... We don't have names under the cube. Just when I came to Orlais, I chose the I.
Twice?
This may surprise you. Also, it's the... It makes it sound like that really works for me. Nice.
So we're hiding, dying.
I'm running drills, they're drinking, and pay better. How much money?
Back, yeah? Always good.
スペシャル。
I'd like to know more.
Pose? It's embarrassing enough now.
Anything more to say?
Denerim, mostly. I think some of them were a lot more serious. I suppose they were like family. They didn't give two squirts about who or what you were.
So where are the...
All over. Some get rich and stop playing so they can do good things. Eventually, someone asks for a favor against them. So don't get like that, you hear?
Denerim is a...
By stinky...
Sarah.
Denerim wasn't much fun after the blood. But Val Royer, you saw it. Orlais is...
So is that who showed you?
Nobody gave me anything. Maybe some lessons to start, but mostly just the chance.
It's nice to see...
Don't you go blabbing around, yeah? Because I'll have a beer.
I think that after our...
Well, don't. Are you the human? Because I'm just me, and I couldn't give a fig. All right. Right, well, maybe kill all elves. Heard that once. Roman.
We'll talk...
If you say. Love seeing you, yeah?
I'd like to know more about you.
Pose. It's embarrassing enough now, may as well. I get it, right? Don't care. Can we just drop...
Anything more to...
Denerim, mostly. I think so. I suppose they didn't give two squirts about who or what you were.
Do you remember...
Well, there is the... Of all the things to pray at, they could at least pick one with apples. Don't you go blabbing around, yeah?
We'll talk...
If... Sitting and waiting. Great, yeah?
What do you think?
Which, the ones who do things or the ones who give orders? Solus. His head's crammed up 1,000 years.
Anything to say?
Varric? Too clever.
Thoughts about...
Not as buttoned up as she plays, right?
What do you think about...
Liliana is... Now, Joe and Cullen. I suppose if you want a Jack...
What about...
He's fun. Could...
What about...
I'm not saying nothing about that. That's...
What's your opinion?
She's a bitch, but she knows.
Thoughts on...
I mean, what do their women look like?
Any thoughts...
Right. Warden. Good. Still kind of like him, though. Proper...
We'll talk...
Good. There's you, yes?
What do you think about...
Again, with your people. Right, which ones? Good. Can't wait, what's on?
Are things playing...
About time we...
Coryphean. Coryph...
Sack Splash. I know his name. Doesn't deserve the respect of me.
I'll be back.
Go on.
I didn't understand the Grand Ball. It would have been easier if they said what they wanted. The colors were pretty, though. Yes. What do I do with it?
You found one of the amulets. Excellent. May I? It is simple enough. You put it on, I charge it with magic, and you should be protected.
わかった。試してみよう。わかった。コールが問題なければ。
Are you ready, Cole?
They can't make me a monster.
What was that? Oh, what are you doing to the kid?
Stopping blood mages from binding me like the demons at Adamant. but it didn't work.
Something is interfering with the enchantment.
Something like Cole not being a demon?
Barik は正しいかもしれない。
Solus, is it possible that the amulet doesn't work on Cole because he's too
わずかに低下したぞ。
human?
Regardless of Cole's special circumstances, he remains a spirit.
Yes, a spirit who is strangely like a person.
I don't matter. Just lock away the parts of me that someone else could knot together to make me follow.
Focus on the amulet. Tell me what you feel.
Warm, soft blanket covering, but it catches tears. I'm the wrong shape. There's something. There. That way.
調べよ
We'll find whatever is preventing the amulet from working, and we'll make it right.
All right, kid. Get Cullen and work with him on the map to figure out where you're sensing something wrong.
Will you come with me? All of you?
Sure. All right, I get it. You like spirits. But he came into this world to be a person. Let him be one.
う。いや、ソラスが正しいよ。どうかんだよ、バリック。重要なのは結果だ。重要なのは結果だ。なんかこれ選択肢がよくわかんないんだよ。重要なのは結
All
果
I
だ。
care about is making
ソラスの手
certain
がま
that
た
the
追加する。
Venatori can't bind Cole.
Fair enough. But that ritual of theirs only works on demons, right?
This is not some fanciful story, child of the stone. We cannot change our nature by wishing.
You don't think?
However we deal with the problem, our next step is to track down whatever is interfering with the enchantment.
Yeah, this should get me through the month. Give me a moment. Greetings. Can I help you?
You killed me.
What? I don't even know you.
You forgot. You locked me in the dungeon in the spire, and you forgot, and I died in the dark.
The spire?
Cole, stop.
Just take it easy, kid.
He killed me. He killed me. That's why it doesn't work. He killed me, and I have to kill him back.
コール待て。意味がわからない。コール待て。
Before anyone gets killed, I need to know what's going on.
Cole, this man cannot have killed you. You are a spirit. You have not even possessed a body.
A broken body, bloody, banged on the stone cell, guts gripping in the dark, dank. A captured apostate. They threw him into the dungeon in the spire at Val Royo. They forgot about him. He starved to death. I came through to help. And I couldn't. So I became him. Cole.
If Cole was an apostate, that'd make the guy we just saw a Templar. Must have been buying lyrium.
Let me kill him. I need to.
コールは成長する必要がある。
Cole will never grow into a real person.
ソラスの好感度低下。
Terms with what happened.
Leave it to me.
ソラスどんどん好感度低下していくの。
All right, kid. You want revenge? Come with me.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Sorry isn't going to help him now, is it, kid?
No.
Pull the trigger and put him down like a mad dog. Do it.
No!
How you doing, kid? Feel any better?
No.
You can't make it all just go away. I learned that the hard way.
Forget.
No. He needs to remember. You too. We're done here.
For all we know, the amulet will now never function. Cole remains vulnerable to binding.
No, he isn't. The amulet didn't work because he's too human, right? Maybe now the kid's also too human for that binding magic to work on him.
I hope you're right.
It still hurts. When do I stop hurting?
我々が助ける。わからないな。消すことはできない。我々が助ける。
Being with your friends can make you feel better.
Come on, kid. Let's go for a walk. It'll clear your head.
The left hand misses a friend with two different names. She's hurting, sad, alone, but everyone can see me now. They remember. How do I put honey in Leliana's wine without her noticing?
I can help with that.
It is good that he's not entirely changed, however human he becomes.
Skittish for days. What's up your crawl?
My what? Nothing.
She's still behind the curtains in the reading room, watching the blood pool on the
How'd you like to get out?
I don't...
Come on.
Inquisitor, you honor us with your presence. May I bring a sampling of fine cheeses for you and your guest?
I don't eat.
Well then, just a bottle of a fine Ghislaine White to start. Please enjoy your meal this evening, your worship.
He saw me. They all see me.
誇りに思う。素晴らしい進歩だ。誇りに思う。
I'm glad you've allowed them to.
I don't know if I did. I find people when their pain leaves them open. I ease the pain. I leave, they forget. That was enough for me. Now they remember, and I'm not sure...
Cole?
I told you about Reese, the mage who could see me, my friend. My only friend for a long time. Evangeline showed me that Templars could be kind, but even she...
辛い思い出なのか。
Cole, if this is troubling, we don't have to talk about it.
Gentle. You watch me walk into darkness over and over, and you always worry. Thank you. But this isn't about them. It's about... When I found out I wasn't human, when I grew, I lost Reese. I lost my only friend. That's why I was scared about letting all these people see me. That's why I laughed.
自分自身を笑った。恐れを隠してる。何を言ってるかわからない。自分自身を笑った。
You're laughing at yourself.
Yes. This world taught me that changing means losing your friends. But now I know that doesn't have to be true. I have enough self to know that what I felt was foolish. Isn't it wonderful?
ああ、そうだ。
It's another good step, Cole.
I might like being human. What do you think I'll learn next? He sounds right again with the chains in place, but the music makes him sad. It hurts. Everything. But I'm real.
You're still a...
Yes, I still feel... It's not so loud anymore. I remember more. I sometimes see why something I said would bother Cullen. Maybe.
What's the diff...
Spirits are... They don't remember much. I wanted to help people. Now I can see more.
Are you still physical?
I was always fully human. The way I move comes from... My body is just like the real cop.
Why aren't...
I can't know for sure, but his sister might have died. Then the Templars threw Cole in darkness. He thought that if he didn't have magic...
Why can't you...
Because I'm real. The forgetting... Making people forget. Because I'm real, everything sticks.
Can you still...
It's hard. But seeing... That helps. If you...
Inquisitor.
Inquisitor?
How shall I refer?
I've gotten used to Blackwall. Almost like Inquisitor. Reminds me of what I ought to...
Everyone needs...
Exactly. I'm glad you
Is there anything...
I made Warden Black, but it is a secretive order. Not it...
Now we know why you were never...
Yes. Still. There's more to it than being able to sense Darkspawn. Warden...
The Wardens are adamant...
Perhaps it... I suppose I reminded them of something they'd forgotten.
You have a lot...
They take... I needed to believe something like that.
Why did Black...
You never told me. That night, didn't know I had an audience. You told the girl to keep the wine... Something had to be done. The war in Olay has claimed too many lives. I pray that it's over for good. I suppose I owe you that. Yes? I just know that you could shake this world.
What do you think?
Liliana is lonely. That's really... I pity her sometimes. As odd.
What do you
Josephine's lovely. And craftier than you'd expect.
You must have...
Madame Vivian. The most poisonous snakes are often the most...
What do you think?
Restored. But that's not... The lady... I don't know where you stand on the matter. And I...
まあいろいろ話は聞けたかな。採石場で彼の部下が見せたものを調べろ。よくわかんないんだこれ。
Admit I haven't met...
There you are. I've been looking all over for you. I've just received the most terrible news.
What is it?
I'm engaged.
まさか。
When did this happen?
For the past year, my mother and father has searched Antiva for a match for me. They had no idea you and I had grown so close. Today, I received a letter declaring they've betrothed me to Lord Adorno Cielo Tranto of Antiva. I must deal with this. But until then, we cannot be seen in a compromising situation. I'm so sorry.
別れるのか。確かに。
Let me know what I can do, Josephine.
No. Thank you so much, but no. Until I know more, I cannot risk your reputation. Why did this have to happen to us now, of all times? I must see to this. And to my other duties. If I can keep my mind on them today at all. Inquisitor, I'm afraid untangling...
Is there anything?
He is Antivan. The only acceptable thing to do would be to challenge him to a duel for my favor.
わかった。
Arrange the duel.
What? No. The traditional form of dueling among Antivan nobles. I hardly wish to...
戦略テーブルへ向かってオトラントに決闘を申し込む。悪用とか決闘か。決闘を申し込むって。
At your service. Inquisitor.
「てかこれヒントまあいっか先にこっちやるか。いやちょっと待ってよ。これ進めれるのかな。バリック地獄みたいなやつだけど回復してる。ブラックホールこれどういう状態なの。こなんか家みたいになってるじゃん。ビビだこれこれ聖人君子みたいになってるじゃん。でビビエンドはこれ見とったのか。カモメ食堂のイベントできんのかな。前発生しなかったんだよこれ。こうカモメとランタン。 ああ、やっぱイベント発生しないよこれ。ひどいな。バグってイベント発生しないんだ。お、発生した。マジか。ドリアン選択していくんだ。何これ。
Uh-oh. Nobody's here. This doesn't bode well.
Dorian.
Father. So the whole story about the family retainer was just, what? A smokescreen?
Then you were told. I apologize for the deception, Inquisitor. I never intended for you to be involved.
Of course not. Magister Parvus couldn't come to Skyhold and be seen with the dread Inquisitor. What would people think? What is this exactly, Father? Ambush? Kidnapping? Warm family reunion?
This is how it has always been.
You went through all of this to get Dorian here. Talk to him.
Yes, Father. Talk to me. Let me hear how mystified you are by my anger.
Dorian, there's no need to.
I prefer the company of men. My father disapproves.
Your father might be here to reach out. You could give him a chance.
Let's just go.
Dorian, please. If you'll only listen to me.
Why? So you can spout more convenient lies? He taught me to hate blood magic. The resort of the weak mind. Those are his words. But what was the first thing you did when your precious heir refused to play pretend for the rest of his life? You tried to change me.
I only wanted what was best for you.
You wanted the best for you. Your fucking legacy. Anything for that.
You got a lot off your chest. Can't you give him a chance to do the same?
Tell me why you came.
If I knew, I would drive you to the Inquisition.
You didn't. I joined the Inquisition because it's the right thing to do. Once, I had a father who would have known that.
Once, I had a son who trusted me. A trust I betray. I only wanted to talk to him, to hear his voice again, to ask him to forgive me.
He says we're alike. Too much pride. Once I would have been overjoyed to hear him say that. Now I'm not certain. I don't know if I can forgive him.
Are you all right?
No, not really. Thank you for bringing me out there. It wasn't what I expected, but it's something. Maker knows what you must think of me now, after that whole display.
いいことだ。
I don't think less of you. More if possible.
The things you say.
I mean it.
My father never understood. Living a lie, it festers inside of you like poison. You have to fight for what's in your heart.
Does that include me?
It might. If you were
どう
unattached.
いうことどう素敵にする誤解して。どういうことこれ誤解している。
I think you're mistaken.
Am I? Or are they? At any rate, time to drink myself into a stupor. It's been that sort of day. Join me sometime, if you've a mind.
I don't know what you think you're doing.
I'm being clucked at by a hen.
Oh, I...
What's going on here?
It seems the revered mother is concerned about my undue influence over you.
It is just concern. Your worship, you must know how this looks.
You might need to spell it out, my dear.
This man is of Tevinter. His presence at your side, the rumors alone.
謝る必要はない。
There's no cause for concern, Your Reverence.
With all due respect, you underestimate the effect this man has on the people's good opinion.
Do the people know how he's helped the Inquisition?
I... See, I meant no disrespect, Inquisitor. Only to ask after this man's intentions. If you feel he is without ulterior motive, then I humbly beg forgiveness of you both.
Well, that's something.
大丈夫か
She didn't get to you, did she?
No, it takes more to get to me than thinly veiled accusations.
You don't think she'll do anything?
Do what? Yours is the good opinion I care about, not hers. I don't know if you're aware, but the assumption in some corners is that you and I are... intimate.
ジョセフィーヌはどうなんだ
They don't know about Josephine, then?
Don't know or don't care. Baseless insinuation is grand fun.
I hope Josephine isn't upset by this.
Please. She no doubt knows of the talk, says hello and brings it biscuits. I wouldn't worry. Perhaps it's odd to say, but I think of you as a friend, Inquisitor. I have precious few friends. I didn't think to find one here. Don't speak. I detest confessions, and I'd like to get this over with. Allow me to say I'll stand beside you, against Corypheus, my countrymen, or spurious rumor, so long as you'll have me. What's on your mind?
ドリアンとロマンスを始めるってできんの
I should go.
どういうことジョセフィーヌと進めてるんじゃないの獅子の血のサーニャサーニャこれのことサーニャってサーニャあのイベントよくわかんないな や、なんか恐ろしい感じになっとるよ。何を暗示してんだこれ。
Greetings to you. At this rate, we'll never be on our way. Greetings to you.
You seem troubled.
It's nothing. For one, we're almost out. I don't even remember. There's so much. You've brought supplies. You seem fascinated with our camp. Greetings to you.
Dareth Sharab.
Welcome again, friend.
Aneth Ara, Herald.
I'll take my leave.
テイルズの行為。
You seem fascinated with our camp.
Are you a merchant?
I am Tan. Take a look. You seem fascinated with our camp.
Do you have...
Take a look.
Please go away.
It's good to see you again. Another time.
Fair travels, Lethal.
テイルズの行為、あと少しで上がってた。あ、そうか、ソラスか。ソラスと一緒に来なきゃダメか。ちょっと待ってよ、そしたら。
Never forget what you've done. Thank you for this, Inquisitor. We are not far from where my friend was summoned.
建物だったでしょ。あいつらが怪我した。
The mages turned your friend into a demon.
Yes.
You said it was a spirit of wisdom, not a fighter.
A spirit becomes a demon when denied its original purpose.
So they summoned it for something so opposed to its own nature that it was corrupted. Fighting.
Let us ask them.
A mage! You're not with the bandits? Do you have any lyrium potions? Most of us are exhausted. We've been fighting that demon.
You summoned that demon! Except it was a spirit of wisdom at the time. You made it kill! You twisted it against its purpose!
I understand how it might be confusing to someone who has not studied demons, but after you help us, I can...
We are not here to help you!
なんかいきなり戦ってる。彼も助ける。ソラスの方がずっと賢い。彼も助ける。
We're here to help everyone, Solus. I doubt it.
Of course not! Do you think me mad?
I think you're stupid. That's far worse. To protect you from the bandits.
Yes.
Then commanded it to kill. That is when it turned. The summons. Break the bindings. No orders to kill, no conflict with its nature, no demon.
What? The binding is the only thing keeping the demon from killing us. Whatever it was before, it is a monster now.
Inquisitor, please.
I've studied rituals like this. I should be able to disrupt the binding quickly.
Thank you. We must hurry!
固まったじゃん。あ。何をするの？どう壊すの？保持してな？ちょっと待って。
Tel Abalos en Asel Atali. Mamilava Halani. Malasuladinadas. Magilani Midinan.
Manuvinen. Dareth Shara.
なんと言っていいか。
Well, shit.
Thank you for coming. Better my friend have a moment's peace before the end. All that remains now is them.
Thank you. We would not have risked the summoning, but the roads are too dangerous to travel unprotected.
You tortured and killed my friend.
We didn't know it was just a spirit. The book said it could help us.
ソラスを止める。
Solus.
ソラスの好感度手がすんの。
Never again. I need some time alone. I will meet you back at Skyhold.
バレンス教会。
It's just as I remember it.
小さく静かな教会だ。
It's peaceful here. You must have good memories of this place.
It was a place of comfort. It is good to see it still untouched by Corypheus.
Liliana, is that you?
Sister Natalie, what are you doing here? I thought you were in Val Rayo.
No, I've been here since Justinia died. This place makes me feel like she's still with us.
Inquisitor, this is Natalie, a trusted friend.
Wait, Inquisitor? You brought the Inquisitor here? My lord, forgive me for not recognizing you earlier.
気づかれない方がいい。
I wish more people would fail to recognize me.
Oh, I see.
Natalie, listen. There is something hidden here. Something Justinia left for me.
Oh, really? What is it?
I don't know, but we'll find it. I'm curious to see what brought us all here. Justinia's letter came with instructions for me. They were a little cryptic. Always remember that faith had sprung from a barren branch. Light had no fear of darkness. That strength and heart.
She must be hinting at something in here. Let's look around.
Do they still sing verses from the benedictions every Friday? That canticle was Justinia's favorite.
When the sun rises through it, it splits into what looks like 1,000 suns, like a broken mirror.
Yes, spectacular, isn't it?
What was that?
Looks like we opened something. Sorry to keep you waiting.
やめろ。お疲れ様。そろそろいいだろ。どういうこと？やめろ。
Liliana, stop. What are you doing?
I'm protecting us. They never sing the benedictions here on Fridays, Natalie. Something so simple. And you got it so wrong. I wanted to believe, but you were lying from the start. Keep that pretty mouth shut if you must, dear. You've already told me everything I need to know. The prickleweed burrs on your hem, talking about the sun rising through the breach. It all points to a single place. Morel in the Dales, Grand Cleric Victoire's bastion. She sent you, didn't she? Victoire was always an opportunist.
解放はできない。仲間になれ、ナタリー。
We don't have to be at odds, Natalie. You could come with us. Join the Inquisition.
I was called to serve the Grand Cleric. I will not betray her. Kill me then. I am not afraid to die for my beliefs. At least I still know what I believe.
解放してやろう。彼女を殺す。これ究極の選択じゃない？彼女を殺せ。
This has to be done. You know it.
I see what you've become. The righteous stand before the darkness, and the maker
やばい、失敗したな。殺す必要なかった。
No! This can't be it. There's nothing here.
そこが二重になってると。
Check again. Perhaps the box itself is a puzzle. She seemed the puzzling sort.
No, it's just an empty box. There's a message carved in the lid. The left hand should lay down her burden. She's releasing me. The divine has a long reach, but it is always her left hand that stretches out. 1,000 lies, 1,000 deaths. Her commands, but my conscience that bore the consequences.
自分を責める。
Then you have to let it go. Let her go. You don't owe her anything anymore.
This? Now? After everything you've said and done? And my poor dear Natalie. I called her sister once, but I couldn't risk leaving her alive. Don't tell me to let it all go after all I've sacrificed to get here. Justinia tried to save me, but all it's done is made me realize I don't need saving. There is work to be done. I'll see you back at Skyhold.
これなんだ。待ってよ、これやり直したいな。
It's just as I remember it.
So where's this hidden
Straight to bed.
My lord, forgive me for not recognizing
代償を払ってもらう。
You owe me 20 readings of the Canticle of Trials for that insult.
He doesn't mean it. Natalie, listen. Justinia's letter came with instructions for me. They were a little cryptic. That faith had sprung from a barren branch. Let's look around. They still sing verses from the benedictions every Friday. That canticle was Justinia's favorite.
Yes, of course. We'd never give up the traditions of our most beloved divine.
That is lovely to hear. I stare up at the breach sometimes. It's terrifying, but beautiful in its way.
It is beautiful.
Have you seen it by sunrise?
When the sun rises through it, it splits into what looks like 1,000 suns, like a broken mirror.
Yes, spectacular, isn't it?
What was that?
Looks like we opened something.
お疲れ様。やめろ。
Lilian.
I'm something. Victoire was always an opportunist.
解放はできない。仲間になれるあたり。
We don't.
At least I still know what I believe.
解放してやろう。
We don't have to kill her.
No, I must protect the Inquisition. She is an enemy.
I see what you've become. The righteous stand before the darkness, and the Maker shall guide them.
あ、殺すんだ結局。
This can't be it. There's
そうだもん
nothing
な。
here.
It's not what you expected. That doesn't mean it's nothing.
There's a message carved in the lip. She. 1,000 lies, 1,000 deaths. Her commands, but my.
She apologized in the Fade.
All this time, Justinia carried. But Marjolaine's games were trifles. She needed me. No one else could have done what I did.
自分を責めるな。これどっちにしても変わんねえな。
Then you have to let it go.
This? Just there is work to.
待てよ。結局変わんねえだったらまあ。いっか。さっき最初に進めた方で行ってみますかね。
Inquisitor.
戻ってきて嬉しい。
How are you, Solus?
It hurts. It always does. But I will survive.
Thank you for coming back.
You were a true friend. You did everything you could to help. I could hardly abandon you now.
どこにいる?
Where did you go?
I found a quiet spot and went to... It's empty. Someday something new may grow.
What happens?
It isn't the same for mortals. If the idea giving the spirit form is strong...
You're saying you're...
No, not really. Something similar. It would not be the friend I knew.
I'll let you...
All right. Thank you again. Inquisitor, I was... Do you have a moment? What were you like before the anchor? Has it affected you? Changed you in any way? Your mind? Your morals? Your spirit?
いや、変化はない。
I don't believe so.
Ah.
Why do you ask?
You show a wisdom I have not seen since my deepest journeys into the ancient memories of the Fade. You are not what I expected.
皆と何も変わらない。
I don't think of myself as different from anyone.
いや、なんそらそのところがある
Perhaps
の。ま
not
た
in the
ど
form
んどん
of your
生活
body, no. But you have shown a subtlety in your actions. A wisdom that goes against everything I know of your people.
やってみる。
I do what I can.
You are modest. So many would use this Inquisition as a blunt instrument in their rise to power. But not you.
So what does this mean, Solus?
It means that I respect you deeply, Inquisitor. And I have disturbed you enough for one evening.
どういうこと?
If you've got questions, I'm your dwarf. You want to talk about me? No problem.
Good afternoon.
What do you know about the...
A great deal, for my wondering.
I'd like to know...
Simply small, but the breach is artificial.
I'd like to know...
Circle, but of course... Imagine if spirits entered freely. The Fade was not a...
Sounds like...
And dangerous. Instead, I am glad that I'm not alone in...
I'd like to...
The chant... But such spirits wish to join the living.
Is there a way to...
Not in the world, but the question is a good one.
We'll talk.
Goodbye. Good afternoon.
I'd like to hear...
I would be happy to share it with you. I found there were statues in the ashes.
Tell me...
I met with the matchmaker, so I called her.
Tell me...
I saw it, though their cause was all but hope. Good afternoon.
I'd like to hear more.
I would be happy to share it with you. Good. My friend.
I need to know.
Ask. I will give what counsel I can.
I'd like to...
As there is... What I cannot understand is how he managed...
You said that...
Like the... Indirectly, one assumes.
What do you think?
He has lost. He will need to demonstrate that no...
You're sure?
Okay. The key... His deception will undo him.
What could...
Griffith... Some of his unique power come...
I'd like to...
I would be happy to share it with you. I saw a dwarf... Then he laid the rock down gently.
Tell me...
I found... In the middle.
Tell me...
The Alamar... I met this great Ferelden formed because a lonely spirit...
We'll talk.
Goodbye.
Grand Cleric Vitois is scrambling after the loss of her ancient.
Good. Her support base is in Morale. Tear it down. Grand Cleric Victoire wishes to make an enemy of the Inquisition. I'll give her what she wants. Doesn't Victoire have a young cousin? Lord Firmin? She dotes on him.
Yes, mistress. I believe that is so.
Good. Have him collected. He shall be an honored guest, and make sure the Grand Cleric hears about it.
At your command.
You're
dealing with the Grand Cleric a little harshly, don't you think?
Harsh times call for harsh measures, Inquisitor. You see, when I'm ruthless, it gets us where we need to be. It's something to be proud of. Why fix it? How funny that her regret is what finally puts my own to rest. I chose to become her left hand, knowing what it meant. It was my weakness that stopped me from fully committing to my task.
You have a good heart. It's not a weakness.
You're too kind, Inquisitor. Call it what it is. The Inquisition needs me just as the Divine did, to do what no one else dares. Death and deception are my trade. It is what I am. It is what I always will be.
Anything I should know?
So far, nothing. And the breach has been quiet for some time.
I'll leave you.
I've been reading the letters found in the quarry. Samson is making red lyrium from people?
Not anymore. Not in that mine.
I knew Samson had fallen, but this... it's monstrous. We have to put an end to him. Look at these orders from the encampment. That armor must give Samson extraordinary power. We may not be able to stop him.
Samson's a menace. If we can't defeat him, no one stands a chance.
Then we must destroy the armor. I couldn't say how. Templars are trained not to destroy expensive magical equipment. Perhaps Dagna has some ideas. She crafts the impossible every day. First the Templars, now Both devoted their lives to fighting evil. Now they serve it.
I'm a Templar. I don't serve Corypheus.
You're right. The Inquisition must serve as an example. We must stand.
Is there anything?
Only that I'm never I don't know how Varric talked me into that. I suppose that's true. I'd gotten used to... Vivienne's views on Templars are...
What do you think of...
Who do you mean? Your opinion. As an ambassador for the Inquisition, she is skilled.
How do you like...
Liliana...
But...
At times I wonder how far she would go to ensure success.
You said...
Our soul... More importantly, they...
I should let...
I'd be perfectly happy never again setting foot... It wasn't the gossip and backstabbing. I know what the game entails.
I didn't care for...
I shouldn't be surprised. Their politics. The Empress rules a country. The divine influence...
That's all...
Another... Did you need something?
You and the...
When I arrived, Knight he was Now Samson serves Corypheus as his loyal general. He had a chronic... Perhaps Corypheus flattered his vanity. Gave him...
Sounds like...
The Order expelled... Was there something you needed?
May I ask you something?
Of course. No. Magic ungoverned could tear the world apart.
What would you...
Some call... Perhaps. And there must be... Templars can... Some atrocities haunt me still.
I'm going to...
It's possible. I've seen it happen. They start to forget. Small thing. I'm sorry, I thought you knew. After the Ferelden, Knight Commander Meredith's methods were hard.
You've said
She was my knight. Meredith encouraged... I was I believed she was serving the city.
You can't control...
If I had, I trusted... It's not yet enough. The Inquisition...
You've mentioned...
I've received word from my eldest sister. South Reach has experienced the same chaos as...
Your sister tracked...
I let her know It's not...
Why?
I wasn't in a good state. For all her reprimands, it was a relief to hear.
The Inquisition won't...
To be honest, I hadn't given it much thought until recently.
That's all...
I'm sure...
Dagna, what have you learned of...
He should be dead. I mean, Samson's armor is genius. To do all this and not go insane, it must be
So in addition to...
Yes, but slow is not...
Is that what?
Everything is safe if handled properly. Time and resources.
寒さと弱点を探せ。
Work?
Inquisitor.
ダーサメンの失われた神殿。ダーサメンの失われた神殿。
Someone's been here.
Not for some time. The camp is abandoned.
What's that thing?
It's as if the altar's waking up.
It's warm.
Why are you touching it?
It is alive, because the creature connected to it is alive. It is but one piece of the whole.
Deep one, this. I wonder what it's hiding.
No way through this gate. Wonder what it's made of. The torch goes out.
Oh.
That looks odd.
Strange that I can understand that.
The secrets of this temple have remained unspoken for too long. They wish to be known.
뭐래? 시리온.
How unusual.
ファイルの
An explorer. What killed him, I wonder? I bet the poor fools never had a chance to use it.
Somewhere back in the ritual area, perhaps.
あ、そうかこれ水ついてるこれ。待てよ、そう。
This is where the key leads.
ここはどこ？ ちがな。あそこどうすりゃいいんだ。これ近くにあんのか。ここになくないこれ。なんだこれ、物理的にかわせんのか。どういうことだ。物理的にかわせるの。右側から消えるじゃん。これどういうことだ。ここに松明あんの。ないけど。どうすりゃいいんだこれ。わけわかんねえな。隠し通路あんの。なんかあるの。
Another one of the explorers?
Died with his loot. That's stupid.
?地図上ではいけないぞ、あそこ。わかんない。
I recommend caution. There is no telling where this ancient ritual will lead us. The heart of this place. Here is where the ancient... rituals and prayers took place. Near another artifact. That should help ward off demons.
でもあれがあるから通れない。絶対消えるよ。ここだけわかんないんだけど。ここどうやって、ここだけわかんないな。どうなってんだ。あ、なんかあるじゃん。あ、これでいいんだ。新艦長を召喚する。
High Priest of the Temple.
Imprisoned in silence and despair by his own followers. A sad legacy. What have we here?
Where's the water ball?
Inquisitor.
Inquisitor.
16時間。スカイフォールドで死者と話せ。
Your worship, may I deliver a... His lordship accepts your request for a duel for the affection of Lady Montelier.
感謝を伝えてくれ。
Tell Lord Trent.
At once, Inquisitor.
オルランドと決闘せよ。
I am Lord Otranto of Antiva, rightfully betrothed of Lady Josephine Montilyet. Songs of your exploits have spread to my city, Inquisitor. It's humbling to make your acquaintance. It is a pity it will not last longer. Before we duel, I trust you find the weapon to your satisfaction.
Absolutely.
Then let us begin. An admirable start, Inquisitor. Perhaps House Trevelyan isn't the obscure backwater I've heard it to be. I'm glad Lady Montilyet isn't here, exquisite as I've heard her appearance to be. Cutting you down in front of Josephine would have given a poor first impression of House Otranto to my bride.
彼女はあなたと結婚したくない。勝ってあなたのことを伝えておく。
Don't worry. I'll be sure to tell Josephine you fought bravely.
I admire your fearlessness, but you cannot hope.
Stop!
Josephine.
Lady Montilyet, what a pleasure to...
What are you doing?
理由がある。
Lord Otranto and I are settling our differences about your betrothal.
That's not your decision. The Inquisition needs you. I need you. Yet you threw yourself into danger. Why do this? Why risk everything we've built? Why risk your life?
どういうと恋愛感情を終了する。できるんだ。終了できるんだ。愛のためだ。
Because I love you.
You do?
He does?
もちろんだ。
Yes, Josephine. I love you so much.
ジョセフィーヌ行くしかないよな、これ。これジョセフィーヌやめてドリアン行ってもよかったな。
Well fought.
Lord Otranto.
I'd assumed your liaison with the Inquisitor was an affair of passion or convenience, Lady Montilyet. But I'm not fool enough to stand in the way of true affection. The Otrantos regretfully withdraw the terms of our betrothal.
Thank you.
Do not thank me. I know when I'm outmatched.
めっちゃいい男でしょ。決闘のこと言うべきだった。
I'm sorry I didn't tell you about arranging the duel.
Given that you're in one piece, body and dignity, I forgive you. Just do kiss me again.
すごいシュール。ラブロマンスが始まるのか。
I can't stop thinking about your duel in Val Royeaux. Running into the middle of the crowd, the noise, the swords flashing. I was so worried for you, but at the same time, well, it was the most exciting thing I've seen in ages.
怒っていないならよかった。
I was worried you'd still be angry that I started the duel in the first place.
I was only worried for your safety. Your position allows for so little of it. You know, when I first laid eyes on you back at Haven, I hadn't an inkling we'd become so close.
私も思ったよ。
Something suggested you were special the moment I saw you.
I'm glad it did. These moments seem so dear, especially given your greater calling. Sometimes I must remind myself that I'm required to share you with the rest of the world.
私はずっとあなたのものだ。
The world may want my time, Josephine, but you have my heart.
Then I count myself happy, beyond compare.
で、あらかたメインイベント進めたので、メインイベントじゃないか。仲間のイベント進めたのでメインイベント進めますか。お互いの。
Let's speak.
We'll speak later. With an illuvion, Corypheus could cross into the Fade in the flesh.
Indeed. The Inquisitor can attest that these artifacts still work if one knows how to use them.
What happens when Corypheus enters the Fade?
Why, he will gain his heart's desire and take the power of a god. Or, and this is more likely, the lunatic will unleash forces that tear the world apart.
In Redcliffe, I saw the future Corypheus built. We can't let that happen.
'Twas always so, was it not? The madman would bury us all.
Pardon me, but does this mean everything's lost unless we get to the Illuvian before him?
Corypheus has a head start, no matter how quickly our army moves.
We should gather our allies before we march.
Can we wait for them? We should send our spies ahead to the Arbor Wilds.
Without support from the soldiers, you'd lose half of them.
Then what should we do?
チームとして動くんだ。
You overcome it. All three of you together. Josephine, have our allies send scouts to meet us in the wilds. Liliana, your fastest agents will join them. Together, we'll have enough spies to slow down Corypheus's army until Cullen's soldiers arrive.
Such confidence. But the Arbor Wilds are not so kind to visitors. Old elven magic lingers in those woods.
We'd be remiss to not take advantage of your knowledge, Lady Morgan. Please, lend us your expertise.
'Tis why I came here, although it is good to see its value recognized.
Any further instructions, Inquisitor?
皆を誇りに思っている。
The Inquisition began as a handful of soldiers. Thanks to you, we're now a force that will topple a self-proclaimed god. I could ask for no finer counsel, no better guidance.
I speak for all of us when I answer. We could ask for no finer cause.
We'll hound Corypheus in the wilds before he can find the temple or this illuvion.
あ、そういえばカサンドラ強行するの忘れてた。 戻れないのかこれ。
Inquisitor.
How goes the battle, Captain?
The Red Templars fall beneath our blades, your worship. Commander Cullen says they're nearly finished. Our scouts saw Corypheus traveling towards an elven ruin to the north. We can clear you a path through his armies.
全力で当たれ。
Make the monsters pay, Captain. Leave none standing.
We shall not flinch, your worship, not a one of us. Andraste guide you, Inquisitor.
I wonder, is it Andraste your soldiers invoke during battle, or does a more immediate name come to their lips?
私は創造主ではない。
They show me respect, Morrigan. No one mistakes me for the Maker.
True. You are far more likely to come to their aid than a chantry fable. But I digress. If your scouts report accurately, I believe these ruins to be the Temple of Mythal.
Which is?
A place of worship out of elven legend. If Corypheus seeks it, then the alluvion he covets lies within. Let us hope we reach this temple before the entire forest is reduced to ash.
あ、これ。これ、まだ終わりじゃないよな。 このまま進めますかね。バリケード相当性。どこ行くのこれ。変なとこ行くか。え？バグったよ。は？これどこにいるの？近い。
Corypheus' soldiers appear to be on the defensive.
Come on, let's go plug some assholes. Do you sense the magic crackling? Something more powerful than the Red Templars stirs.
General is just down the hill, Inquisitor. He wishes to join you for the last.
バリケードってあれか。何名の戦闘に勝利する。
They must be the last of those enslaved at Adamant.
Poor bastards. Corypheus has them dying by the dozen.
っていいの？こっから落ちていいの？ダメ。道がよくわかんない。いや、いけるな。下落ちていいの？落ちたら死ぬんだよ。どっちから行けばいいんだ？このまま道沿いに行けってことか。ショートカットはできないのね。さあ。
There, ahead, an entire camp of Red Templars.
Look sharp. They've got archers on the wall. Falling back!
Not for long we weren't. Weird looking, though. Perhaps these creatures are the reason few return from the Arbor Wild.
YouTube。ミサールの神殿。おう、びっくりした。さあ、ミサールの神殿。
There. That must be the Temple of Mythal.
I hear fighting ahead.
Namilana Sabanale.
They still think to fight us, Master.
These are but remnants. They will not keep us from the Well of Sorrows.
Well of Sorrows?
Be honored. Witness death at the hands of a new god.
Cannot be.
Across the bridge, now!
At last, Mythal's sanctum. Let us proceed before Corypheus interferes.
Yes, indeed. We all heard Corypheus say he came for the Well of Sorrows, not an Eluvian.
I am uncertain of what he referred to.
同じものなのか。
Could they be the same? Could alluvian translate into well of sorrows?
No. It seems an alluvian is not the prize Corypheus seeks. Yes, I was wrong. Does that please you? Whatever the Well of Sorrows might be, Corypheus seeks it, and thus you must keep it from his grasp.
Let's find this well before Corypheus's people do. I want to know how Corypheus returned to life. We saw him die.
And his life force passes on to any blighted creature, darkspawn, or Grey Warden.
So, how many times do we need to kill him? It's a small number, right?
Strike Corypheus down, and he will rise anew.
For once, I'm relieved I'm not really a warden.
We'll find a way to stop him once we're done here.
'Tis strange. Archdemons possess the same ability, and still the Grey Wardens are able to slay them. Yet Corypheus, they locked away. Perhaps they knew he could do this, but not how. The Temple of Mythal, constructed in an age when elves, not men, dominated this land. They believed Mythal a goddess of justice. Elves came here to request judgment after they proved their worth.
Elves built all this.
景色ってない。あ、こっちか。ああ。
Why would this be here?
Something wrong.
It depicts the dread wolf, Fen-Harel. In elven tales, he tricks their gods into sealing themselves away in the beyond for all time. Setting Fen-Harel in Mythal's greatest sanctum is as blasphemous as painting Andraste naked in the chantry.
Some chantries display statues of Andraste's betrayer Mafarath as part of the chant.
It might fulfill a similar function, a reminder of vigilance for the faithful. Still, so long as the wolf's jaws cannot close around us, we may pass safely on.
あ、さっきのしたやつ。いや、違うよ。え？
It appears the temple's magics are still strong.
Is this elven? Does it say anything about this Well of Sorrows?
I only recognize a few phrases. Ah, a Belasan, meaning place of sorrow. That must be the well. There is something about knowledge, respectful or pure. Shiven. Shivenel. 'Tis all I can translate. That it mentions the well is a good omen.
まだこれからだ。
At least we know the Well of Sorrows was important.
Supplicants to Mythal would have first paid obeisance here. Following their path may aid entry.
Oh, no. This is bad. Rituals are bad. You can't want this.
If need be, unless you wish to turn back, do not step any place you have stepped before. There can be no vacillation. This is where petitioners walked the path of their gods.
一筆書きか。
After you. I insist.
Hold them off!
Come on, we might catch them.
Hold a moment. While they rush ahead, this leads to our true destination. We should walk the petitioner's path as before.
Lady Morrigan was wrong about Corypheus seeking an Illuvian. Do we trust her now? While we dally with rituals, Inquisition soldiers die outside these walls. Down is swifter.
Performing these rituals may mean the difference between reaching the well before Corypheus's minions and not at all.
We don't know what's behind those doors. They might have a reason for going another way.
Had they the option, they would have proceeded. That must lead to their goal.
Their goal? Or yours?
There is a danger to the natural order. Legends walked Thedas once, things of might and wonder. Their passing has left us all the lesser. Corypheus would squander the ancient power of the well. I would have it restored.
ロマンチストなのか。何も知らないじゃないか。
I wasn't expecting your answer to be so romantic.
Trust me, your surprise is matched only by my own. Mankind blunders through the world, crushing what it does not understand. Elves, dragons, magic. The list is endless. We must stem the tide, or be left with nothing more than the mundane. This I know to be true. I read more in the first chamber than I revealed. It said a great boon is given to those who use the Well of Sorrows, but at a terrible price.
代償があるのは当然だな。なぜもっと早く教えてくれない。自分が泉を求めているのか。代償があるのは当然だな。
What sort of curse should we brace ourselves for if we use the well?
'Twould be easier by far to advise you of a curse. This price is not so well defined. My priority is your cause, but if the opportunity arises to save this well, I am willing to pay the cost.
And gain what?
That is what we must discover. The rituals may point the way.
儀式を行うか。儀式どこにあるの？はあ。
Are you certain Corypheus is using the power of the Blight to make himself immortal?
Perhaps. How Corypheus gained? Perhaps. As
くそ。これいけるか。いけなくない？やばい、失敗した。はあ。マジか。結構めんどくさいじゃん。ちょっと待ってよ。したら。
Yes. As you wish.
ああ、そっか。くっそ。ちょっと待ってよ。これ一回も外れたらダメだ。これはめんどくさい。勝手にこっち。なんでだこれ。操作時間制なの。いやマジか。ちょっと待ってよ。勝手に閉じんじゃんこれ。結構めんどくさい。いやいや。邪魔だな。うわ、失敗したか。
Yes.
くそ。なんだこれ。ちょっと待ってよ。じゃあやっぱあそこで合ってんの。違う。いや違うの。ちょっと待って、先にこっちか。いや、いけるか。いけないな。先にこっちか。邪魔だな、仲間が邪魔だ。 違う。だよ。いや、これ一筆書きじゃなくていいんだ。
Yes.
ちょっと中松のだ。
As you wish.
安全地帯は何ぼでも何回でも行けるから。一筆書きこだわりする。
Indeed. Time to proceed to the next ritual, I should think.
Complete.
We are close. There is but one more path to follow.
あ、ここか。失敗した。まだあんの？マジか。失敗した。なんだよこれ。あっちが回んのか。失敗した。失敗した。めんどくさい。あれ？どういうこと？こっちから進めってことか。くそ。
is lit.
So can we go
ギャンブルの
now?
好感度低下する
Come, let us see if the doors have opened.
なんで儀式進めてたら好感度低下するそのまま行けってこと煩わしいことせずに煩わしいことせずに行けばよかった
'Tis not what I expected. What was this chamber used for?
We're being watched.
Vernavis, you are unlike the other invaders. You stumble down our paths alongside Elven, or at least those having our features. You bear the mark of magic, which is familiar. How has this come to pass? What is your connection to those who first disturbed our slumber?
彼らは敵だ
They are my enemies, as well as yours.
I am called Abelas. We are sentinels, tasked with standing against those who trespass on sacred ground. We wake only to fight, to preserve this place. Our numbers diminish with each invasion. I know what you seek. Like all who have come before you, you wish to drink from the Vira Belasan.
The place of the Way of Sorrows. He speaks of the well.
It is not for you. It is not for any of you.
危害を加えるつもりはない
We did not come here to fight you, nor to steal from your temple.
I believe you. Trespassers you are, but you have followed rites of petition. You have shown respect to Mythal. If these others are enemies of yours, we will aid you in destroying them. When this is done, you shall be permitted to depart. And never return.
So they can stab us in the back afterwards? Stuff that.
Consider carefully. You must stop Corypheus, yes, but you may also need the well for your own.
手を組もう彼らを信用していない泉が必要かもしれない手を組もう手を組もう
I accept your offer.
You will be guided to those you seek. As for the Vira Belasan, it shall not be despoiled, even if I must destroy it myself.
No!
This would be our guide.
Mytholanast.
That's helpful, since Morrigan chased off on her own.
Dear Morrigan left to use the well herself, undoubtedly.
どこ行けばいいの？はは。ん？は？どういうこと？センチネルどこ行ったの？あれどこ行った？消えたけど。あっち？センチネルどこ行った？ちょっと待てよ。はあ、どこ行けばいいの？こっち行けばいいの？違うな。センチネルどこ行ったの？センチネルどこ行った？え？え？え、マジでどこ行ったの？どれ行くの？黒。いや、わけわかんねえ。センチネルの案内にした方がいい。センチネルどこに行ったの？え？案内にした方がいいって。え？なんだこれ。え？ ちょっと待って、センチネルの案内にした方がいいって。ドア開かないけど。どういうこと？どっから行くのこれ？どこにドアあんの？センチネルどこ行った？あ、こっちか。いや、これ分かりにくいって。
This place looks untouched.
I've seen Elysian palaces with less gold. What did the ancient elves do here?
あ、やばい、センチネル追い越さない方がいいな。マジでわかんない。
Penshra, Gilas Velathan.
Just a quick look around. The Sentinels are holding off the Red Templars.
Good for something, I guess, if they keep it up.
Bir Sumil.
ここの案内何だった？アイテムくれるだけ。
Well of Sorrows.
Finally!
Maker's balls.
You tough bastards. A day's march, hours of fighting, and still fierce as dragons. The Chantry never knew what it was throwing away.
Samson, sir, watch out!
Inquisitor. You and those elf things don't know when to stop. We come to the back end of nowhere. And here you are.
旅が好きなんだ。
Leading the Inquisition takes me to all sorts of interesting places.
You came too far this time. Corypheus chose me twice. First as his general, now as the vessel for the Well of Sorrows. You know what's inside the well? Wisdom. The kind of wisdom that can scour a world. I give it to Corypheus, and he can walk into the Fade without your precious anchor.
将棋の沙汰ではない。
Corypheus already caused one disaster. Help him now, and he'll rip the world apart.
I'm helping him reshape it. He's had centuries to make ready. You're no match for Corypheus. Even if you drink from the well, you'll never master its wisdom as he could. This is the strength the Chantry tried to bind. But it's a new world now, with a new god. I will bring Corypheus the well's power and your head, all at once. To arms!
Back me up!
I'll show you, bastards! There we are! Watch your flanks!
この敵でかくない？こんなでっかいの？
Think you win? Come on then! No mountain to save you now! My men!
ちょっとでかくない？
Well, you French. You can't take it from Corypheus. You mustn't.
Still breathing after all that. Impressive.
We can take him back to Skyhold for judgment.
You heard his parting words, Inquisitor. The elf seeks to destroy the Well of Sorrows.
So the sanctum is despoiled at last.
You would have destroyed the well yourself, given the chance.
To keep it from your grasping fingers. Better it be lost than bestowed upon the undeserving.
Fool. You'd let your people's legacy rot in the shadows.
その泉が必要なのと。なんかようわからんな。 サムソンを止めたらもういいんだ。
Corypheus needed Samson to use the well. Without him, there's no vessel to claim it.
The moment we leave, he will send more forces to secure this place. The well clearly offers power, Inquisitor. If that power can be turned against Corypheus, can you afford not to use it?
Do you even know what you ask? As each servant of Mythal reached the end of their years, they would pass their knowledge on through this. All that we were, all that we knew, it would be lost forever.
では、永遠に隠し続けるのか。すまない。
It's better that knowledge remain in the well, never passed on. You'd rather destroy it.
You have shown respect to Mythal, and there is a righteousness in you I cannot deny. Is that your desire? To partake of the Vira Belasan as best you can? To fight your enemy?
代償はどうなる？許してもらえるなら。
Gifts like this don't come freely.
No boon of Mythal was ever granted without cost. The Vira Belasan may be too much for a mortal to comprehend. Brave it if you must. But know you this. You shall be bound forever to the will of Mythal.
Bound to a goddess who no longer exists, if she ever did.
Bound as we are bound. The choice is yours.
どういうことこれ？ありがとうって。共にコリーフィスと戦おう。
You could come with us. Fight Corypheus. He killed your people.
We killed ourselves long ago.
You'll note the intact illuvian. I was correct on that count, at least.
Is it still a threat? Can Corypheus use it to travel the Fade?
You recall when I took you through my illuvian, I said each required a key? The well is the key. Take its power, and Mythal's last illuvian will be no more use to Corypheus than glass. I did not expect the well to feel so hungry.
下がるんだ今すぐ。
Don't go any closer, Morrigan.
I am willing to pay the price the well demands. I am also the best suited to use its knowledge in your service.
Do not trust her, Inquisitor. She's a parasite, only here because she sensed a meal more hearty than you.
Said by one whose only motive for joining the Inquisition was altruism.
Is it altruism or sense not to plunge headfirst into a power you don't remotely understand?
Why should I be refused when the reasons to allow it are sound? Of those present, I alone have the training to make use of this. Let me drink, Inquisitor.
What training makes you?
I have studied the old... Can you honestly tell me there is anyone better suited?
ビビエンド。わからない。
I don't know who's better suited, and neither.
I have the best chance of making use of the well for
誰も使う
everyone.
べきではないのか。
Let me drink.
I hate to say it, but Abelos is.
What happens when He is immortal. The wisdom of the... Give me this, and I fight at your side. I shall be your sword.
新聞官が泉の力を手に入れる。モリガンは泉を任せる。
Thoughts?
I would not trust the power in that well with anyone but you, my dear.
I trust you with this power more than her. But it's not for me to decide.
It's called the Well of Sorrows. Sorrows? No one should go in the Well of Sorrows. Enough deliberation. Give me your decision.
だからもうこれとにかく泉は危険なことが分かっている。ぶっ壊す。
Looking at it, listening to it. That's not just knowledge from the ancient elven priests. It's their will.
How would you know such a thing?
That's what Abelas was telling us. The collective will of the priests puts anyone who drinks under a compulsion. A gas. Can't you feel it?
That would match the legends, but it does not tell us what the gas entails. I would still use the well, but you are right. We must be cautious.
あら、これ結局か。これ審問官。モリガン。審問官。モリガン。自分は使いたくないけど。
If anyone is to use the well, it will be me.
So you will take what little knowledge you can understand and let the rest go to waste?
無駄にはならない。まだ、
And who's to say it will go to waste?
I do. Perhaps it is better this way. Do as you will with the Well of Sorrows, Inquisitor. But be careful.
Why am I here? Corypheus. A Magister wishes to rip the veil open. I must learn how to stop him. You will give me what I demand.
I knew no good would come of this. How do you feel?
It is done.
I'm pleased to report we won the battle, Inquisitor. When you went through that mirror, Corypheus and his archdemon fled the field. I'm not sure why.
What he wanted was no longer within the temple.
Perhaps. He spent so long trying to get into the temple, he probably couldn't have helped his forces by that point.
Then Corypheus is finished.
If he is wise, he will hide and rebuild his strength before he attacks again.
He will not. He won't hide.
You hear it. The well speaks to you.
話しかけているんだろう。
It's voices. Whispering from so far away I can barely hear them.
If only one who understood such voices had used the well's power instead.
Then we'd have to rely on her interpretation of them, and whatever she chose to tell us.
Have I not been forthcoming enough for you, Spy Master? I told you what the well could have done, Inquisitor. You should be hearing shouts from the heavens, not whispers.
じゃあ理解を手伝ってくれ。
Then help me. Isn't that what you came here to do?
Earlier you said you knew what needed to be done next. What did you mean?
The dragon is not an archdemon. It's a dragon in which Corypheus has invested part of his power. Kill it, and his ability to jump to other bodies is disrupted for a time. He can be killed.
That's no simple task. Corypheus alone is powerful, but where there's dragon...
I need to summon Mythal.
Whatever Mythal was, goddess or myth?
There. An altar in the wilderness. That's where I need to go.
I see you are determined. So be it.
Are you certain of this?
できることはそれしかない。
We have no choice. If Corypheus comes here now...
I'll see to Skyhold's defenses in the meantime.
一回今日はここまでにしますかね。続けてやってもいいけど、まあ一回やめます。セーブします。